Today is April 22nd of 23. I'm monitoring the local, one of the repeaters. From what I gather, there's a race going on, and the local amateur radio club has volunteered their services to relay comms across Capitol Forest. And right now I'm running off of this dipole, and anyway, that's not what this video is supposed to be about. This is my first time building a jungle antenna in quite some time. This is for 2 meter, 147 megahertz, so each radial is 17.5 inches. That was where I got the lowest SWR with this setup, and this is a pretty sweet SWR meter. First I tried it as a dipole, and I started long and trimmed it down until the SWR stopped improving, and that was at 2. 2 was the lowest I could go on a dipole. But once I added those other 2 ground elements, SWR of 1. If that is focusing, the SWR meter is below 1.2. It's just barely lifted off 1 flat. So, jungle antenna, it's all about that ground plane. So I got the jungle antenna hoisted up there. It is 20 feet or so up in the air, and I was just thinking, that's not a very good location. My whole entire place here is not a very good place for line of sight comms because I'm surrounded by trees on all sides. But I think I'm going to move it over to the middle of my yard, because that way is north, and all of the repeaters in Thurston County should be north of me. So instead of trying to bounce the signal through all these trees, I'm going to see if I can get a little bit clearer line of sight. Well, we get to see how rusty I am with the recurve. I'm not going to draw this all the way. Hope I got enough, just enough to get it up and over though. All right, it's up. It's right over the branch I needed, but it's stuck in the tree, of course. Try this again. That wasn't too bad. Perfect. Beautiful, beautiful. That worked out awesome. Well, a recurve and a bow and some fishing line works pretty dang good for getting some paracord up over a branch. That branch is about 30 feet up in the air, and you can see the antenna there. The antenna is about 20. I could go up another 10 feet or so, but then I might run into absorption from vegetation. I don't know. I think I'll tinker with it here a little bit, but I got plenty of coax all the way down here, so I can run it up more if I need to.
A few moments later.
Well, I've been listening off and on all day. I've had the radio on for about past 10 minutes or so. It's been radio silence, so I'm going to check and see if the repeater is still in use. I know this little dinky handheld antenna, 4-inch antenna, is not going to reach the repeaters, but this is Kilo 7, Mike Charlie Romeo. Is the repeater in use? Over. Absolutely nothing. Okay, this repeater here in Thurston County, it has a squelch tail, I think it's called, where whenever you let go of the push to talk, the transmit frequency continues to transmit for a few seconds. And sometimes I also hear a Roger beep at the end. So even though I'm obviously not going to hear myself, I should hear some of that squelch tail and possibly the Roger beep. So that was the dinky little stock antenna. Let's go over to our jungle antenna. And I don't know where the repeater is. I need to find the geographical location of this thing. So this is Kilo 7, Mike Charlie Romeo. Is the repeater in use? Over.
Echo Sierra Mike, replying back, we are using the repeater to support an event currently underway. Over.
Dude. That's freaking insane. I did not think I would reach the repeater. That is freaking awesome. I can't believe that. That's blows my mind. Freaking jungle antenna. Quarter wave jungle antenna. Goodness. That makes my day. That's freaking awesome. Alright, so repeaterbook.com, this is what I came up with. Go over here. I was on 147.360 with a 600 kilohertz offset, and the CTCSS or PL tone is 103.5. Yep, that's all the info I had in my radio. Olympia water tower. Let's click here to see more info. Come on, Wi-Fi's. Okay, look over here at the map on the right hand side of the screen. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Okay, so the tower is right here at mile marker 105 on I-5. So that's due east of this little spur in the lake. So come over here to Google Maps and yeah, check one more time. That's the lower half of that lake. Okay, so come down here to my mouse, Rochester, and here's Grand Mound. I'm halfway between the two. I'm out in the county in the middle of nowhere. Measure distance up to, there's the spur, halfway between, 17.5 miles. I do not understand how 5 watts of VHF line of sight can reach that far. I don't know if they have multiple receivers. I doubt it. I know that a lot of the dudes that were transmitting today were up here on Capitol Peak, 12 miles from my house, but they were transmitting back to the receiver that's up here 17 miles away. So if my little quarter wave jungle antenna was able to reach out 17 miles line of sight, that is awesome. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong, please.